What's up, YouTube, man? What's up to everybody, man? Thanks for tuning in back to the channel, man. If you don't know, man, my name JR, and I tell prison stories, man. I did 10 years behind the wall, and now I'm just here sharing my journey, sharing my walk, sharing my stories, man. Letting y'all know what it's like behind the walls. Some of y'all might have family members behind the walls, man. If you can, at some point, if you don't talk to them or whatever, reach out to them, man. Check up on them, man. It mean a whole lot to somebody when you behind the walls and you can't hear from nobody. But like I said, I share prison stories, man. Let you know what's going on behind there. Now, this story today is just a continuation of. I did two parts to a story involving a guy named Val Austin, man, and his funny ways or whatever. And where I left off on part two was how Dad came and got him out of the room. Like I said, this incident took place, was it Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. And Thursday they came and got him through inspection. That's when they found out that he couldn't walk or whatever. He was beat up real bad. He had done went through that gauntlet with the GDs. They put him through that 6 minute, that 3 in, that 3 out. That's gruesome right there, y'all. So Dad came and got him. The Friday now, I was at detail. I'm out there on the basketball court shooting around with one of the orderlies or whatever. I play a little ball too, y'all. Shooting around. Might not be that good, but I could handle myself on the court shooting around or whatever. I see my detail officer. She come out there. She was like, Jamaica, what your roommate done did for them to lock him up? I was like, lock him up? I like, what you talking about? She was like, I just heard on the radio they went to B3 and got your roommate. And I was like, damn, I was like, damn, that's that shit that happened with him and the rest of the GDs or whatever. That's when she said, yeah, they locked up like 4 of them out your dorm. I don't know what type of crazy stuff y'all be having going y'all in y'all dorm, because she know that sometimes the dorms might go on lockdown at any given time. Sometimes she might come for us to go to detail and we can't even go to no detail because our dorm might be locked down because it might be stuff going on. So she used to always want to be in tune about what's going on around the prison, whatever, Can't tell her too much about nothing. We always kept it solid. So now I go back to the dorm. I ain't got no bunkmate. That's anybody that been in Changan, man, you like to have that room to yourself. When I had the room to myself, man, I might chill in there all day. I might not even come out. I ain't got to worry about coming out the room so my bunkmate could just have his space or whatever. Because everybody need their own space. And if you've been in a joint, man, you respect your bunkmate's space, which he should respect your space in return. And like I said, Valdosti, who was in medical, they took Lil G, and they took 3 more dudes. They took 4 of them all together out the dorm, man. So I think it was like 2 GDs left. And almost fast forward, man, to a couple months later, one of my Jamaican brothers had been moved in the dorm. As a matter of fact, he was GD to be exact. He had been gone like 15. Tony had been gone like 15. But Tony was still wild, man. Tony didn't want to hear nothing. He'd be cussing the officers out. Stinking y'all, move from me, I said this, move from me, I said that. And I be telling him, I say, yo, Tony, sometimes I feel easy, brother, you can't cuss out the police themselves. Tony ain't want to hear none of that. He still be all gas, no brakes. So sometimes I be trying to stay away from Tony a little bit, man. We might be in the dorm, I might go in my room. By this time, I done had a roommate. He was from somewhere in the country. He was weird, man. I'm going to tell y'all about him, too, on another day. But Tony, man, he was wise. Every chance I got, I try to slide away from him. I don't be trying to get caught up too much places with him because the officer know him for cussing him out. He always in the hole, man. He might come in the dorm and be in a dorm for like a month. He get in some type of trouble. You could guarantee, man, he ain't gonna be in the dorm for no more than a month. He get in some type of trouble, he be gone to the hole. So Tony in the dorm or whatever, like I say, it's like a couple months later. Guess who come in the door one day? They open the door. Valdosta. Yeah, the same Valdosta that the GDs had done violated or whatever, they somehow put him back in the dorm. They put him back in the dorm or whatever. So he come in the dorm. They had then assigned him a room or whatever. The room that he was in, as a matter of fact, he was in that room by himself or whatever. Yeah, and by this time it was some more GDs that then came to the dorm. Somebody came and left or whatever. But me and Tony was sitting when there and brought him to the dorm. So Tony looked at me. While he looked at me, I just looked the other way. And then I say, yo, he kept tapping me. I say, yo, JR, let move the batty boy and I down, man. Yo, I can't stand the blood clot batty boy, you know. Yo, you might forget lift up, you know. Cause I'm not living there with him. I say, yo, just easy. I say, yo, just easy. I told him just easy, just chill, because you don't know if Val lost or right. Because word around compound was, even when Big G had done got out the hole, you know, his dorm that they moved him to, they be coming to the gym sometime. And I had to chop it up with him. And he was giving me his take on how the police had came and got him. He said they were saying that they knew that he was a high-ranking GD, and being that he was in that dorm, as far as what they got on file, he was the most high rank in that dorm, so he had to be the one to green light the whole situation where Buddy had done got messed up real bad. So I was telling Tony, I was like, man, just leave that alone, bro, because you don't know if he a rat. But he loud, Tony loud. Ooh, batty boy for dead. Fire upon them. So I'm like, man, shh. By this time, Valdosta, he went in his room. I'm sure he heard. And Valdosta, he knows Tony too. He knows Tony. Like I said, both of them GD. And by this time, Valdosta, he was still GD because he had took his violation and all that type of stuff. So I guess he had came out of his room. He walking down the walk. He know a lot of people in the dorm. He coming down the walk. Not the walk, but in the dorm, down the corridor in the dorm. He see me, he like, man, what's up, Jamaica? Rude boy, wagwan. Like I said, he always used to like to play and talk like he Jamaican. So I just threw him the deuces or whatever. I ain't got too much talking with you, bro. You funny. You one of them funny guys. I ain't got too much to say to you about nothing. And like I said, man, a couple days go by. Punkin' the Punk was still in the dorm. Please remember this. And in my head, I know how a lot of these dudes is, man. Being in prison, man, you see a lot of dudes that mess with punks, bro. They be trying to follow them around. It don't matter where they go, bro. These dudes will find a way to get in that dorm, bro. These dudes be hell bent. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, did Valdosta really get moved back over here to be around the punk? Which he probably did. They was still around each other because he was still working in the kitchen and the punk was still working in the kitchen. So they still be around each other. But in my head, I'm like, man, this is the reason why he moved back in here, man. This got to be the reason. But I was like, we just gonna wait and see. As the days go by, Tony now, every time I be around Tony, man, we might be sitting down or whatever, or we might be in a room smoking some ganja or something, and he might just hear Valdosta's voice out there. He be like, man, pussy about your boy, especially when he be high, man. He be going crazy. I might be like, yo, I go watch a movie or something. I might just tell him I gotta watch a movie for the kick back so he could go, because I don't be wanting to hear about all that crazy stuff sometimes, man, because all he gonna do is talk about what he gonna do. And trust me, Tony known for doing what he say he gonna do. And I know it's gonna become a point in time where something gonna happen. It was just bound to happen. And I ain't wanna get caught up in it, because this is the thing. I don't like to be in dorm. I like to be around my people. But sometimes you in dorm with a lot of Jamaicans, bro, it bout to be a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. It bout to be, bro, because sometimes a lot of them are associated with gangs, and being that me or a couple more of the other guys, we ain't associated with no gangs. Sometimes they might get in some problem, or I might get in some problem, and being that him a yard man, he Jamaican, I gotta be there with him. I ain't no Jamaican finna get into nothing around me like that, bro, unless I just don't deal with you, and I don't be right there by your side. I done did that before. I done made mistakes like that, bro. Standing up with Jamaicans, bro, against they gangs. And sometimes it almost cost me to get in a lot of problems. But that was the loyalty that I had towards my people. So now I try to refrain from being around a lot of Jamaicans like that, bro, because I was getting closer to going home, and that was the main goal. I started to see the light in the tunnel. I'd say another 2 weeks done ran by, me and Tony, because he Jamaican, so naturally we be together most of the time. I ain't that detail or nothing, even though I don't like being around him because he be cussing everybody out. He's still always trying to find a way to be around me, because it ain't, a lot of times you don't be around Jamaicans like that, and sometimes you just be around a lot of them. Sometimes you might go a couple months or a year or something without being in a dorm with the Jamaicans. So we in the room kicking one day, man. We roll up, ganja time. You smoking the ganja or whatever, and somebody come knocking on the door. It one of his GD brothers. They like, hey, Tony G, what going on or whatever. He like, man, let me holler at you, whatever. So he like, nah, bro, come on in the room. I ain't finna come outside. Come in the room and holler at me. So he came in the room, pull the door. He came in the room, and he like, man, bro, I don't know what going on with Val also, bro. He down there sitting at the TV room with the punk or whatever. And when he said that, instantly I'm like, ah, man, here we go again. I remember the last time somebody told somebody that he was sitting at a TV room with a punk, man. He ended up in a room getting twisted and turned and tossed and beat up like crazy. So I'm foreseeing things like, ah, man, this is where it's finna end up at. Tony G, he crazy. Before I could even tell him, I said, yo. Man, he walked out the room, spliff in the hand and everything. I go to the door, I look out like this. He halfway down the dorm already, headed to the sports TV. I could hear him, yo, Valdasta. Now, with Jamaicans, even me that I speak like this, when I get mad, my accent will come out. So he's like, yo, Valdasta. Yo, Batman, what y'all do? So he like, oh, what you say, G? I could hear him real faint. He like, what you say, G? I say, yo, going like, you hear me? Y'all what? He's like, man, I'm GD, fam. So he's like, man, what the fuck y'all sit down with a batty boy? So now I knew it finna get crazy, man, when you hear him talking like that. So he come walking back down to the room. And I say, yo, I could just go smoke, y'all. I could just go smoke. We go back in the room, fire back up the spliff. Smoking, he ain't saying nothing. Tony quiet as ever, man. He ain't saying nothing. Next thing I know, I heard a knock on the door. I open the door. It's Valdosta out there. He's like, hey, rude boy. Tony in there? I'm like, yeah, bro. So man, I say, yo, I turn around. So Tony, I say, yo, Yosh. Somebody out there want to talk to I say, yo, tell him for coming. Now, I ain't really want all this taking place in my room or whatever, but I was like, all right, come in. We smoking anyway. We done stopped one time already. We ain't finna stop again. So he come in there. He like, man, G, I was just sitting down there or whatever. So Tony was like, Valdosta, this is the same reason you got put in the blender before. So Valdosta was like, man, that was wrong, fam. That was wrong. That was wrong because all that was accusation. Not because I'm sitting down beside my homeboy. I mean, my mind, I'm thinking like, man, there he go again with that homeboy stuff. His mama know your mama and all that. He's not understanding the thing that you are a part of a gang and then you associating with these Bati boys and these happy fellas. So Tony there, you could tell it was grinding his gears. Because it was grinding mine, and I ain't even a part of that. So he's like, man, fam, you ain't understanding. You are GD. You can't be doing that. You're going to make us look bad. First thing another gang going to say is, we can't say nothing to them because we associate with a punk. It's going to look bad on them. And other gangs will take cheap shots like that at other gangs when they can. So Val also was like, all right, fam, it won't happen again. I'm sure he said that the last time after he got his ass whooped the last time. I'm sure he probably said that and a lot more. He pushed out the room or whatever. Boy, there he smoking. He still ain't saying nothing. So man, I say, yo, I'll go on with the meds. So I say, yo, I can't deal with them, brother, you know. Can't deal with them. Man, I try to go home. 15 years, me lock up already, I know. I be a drama thing. I have to deal with some Yankee boy and the Batman ways. So man, I say, yo, you know, I say that a part of the thing when you join the gang, you should have think about that. I'm always going to tell him. He ain't want to hear it, but I'm telling him, man, that was a part of the decision when you joined the gang. You had to be getting the stuff because of other people, and that's was one of the reasons why I never became any part of any organization or any gang or whatever. I just link with my peoples whenever I'm around them. So Tony right there instantly, man, I turn on some music. I turn on some Bob Marley because I'm trying to mellow out the vibes. So we there just vibing and smoking or whatever, and he had then calmed down. I was like, man, don't even say nothing to nobody, whatever, just leave it as it is. You talk to him. I'm sure that when Valdosta heard Tony came on, because he was hot. So as days go by, man, they got eyes on Valdosta. Tony done told all the GDs in the dorm, and he's like, man, watch him. If he slip, he going slide, and he going slide right out the door. So I see Big G out there laughing. I'm telling Big G about the drama that took place the night before. So he laughing. He's like, man, what? He's like, man, that boy Valdosta, man. He said, boy, that boy know he just need to lead the gang and go ahead and enjoy the rainbow community. And basically what he was saying was like, man, he couldn't stay away from the punk, especially punking the punk. That man that made his way around the compound came back in the dorm where the punk was. Big G was just laughing. He was like, man, he was like, I did my background check on him. Big G was like, he talked to somebody else in another camp, and they say they know him from a couple years before, because he been gone for a minute too. They say they know him, and he do be messing around with them boys. Yeah, he was confirmed that he was messing around with them boys. But mind you, he was somewhere else. So Big G was like, man, he like, man, bro, I said it to some of the homies or whatever. He was like, they could do whatever they want to do, but I wash my hands with that situation. I was like, man, that's on him. If he want to do what he want to do, and that's the thing, man, with any grown man, bro, whatever life you choose to live that life, bro. If I don't associate with that life or don't agree with what you do or how you live your life, I stay away from you. I don't care about you, man. As long as you're not crossing that line, I could care less about what you do or what you say and all that. And I'm about to say now, it's probably like another week or so done ran off, man. Me and Tony, we go to the chow hall. It's hamburger hot dog day now. This one of them trays that you really don't want to miss in the system. It's probably second tier to the chicken tray. You get hamburger hot dogs once a month. Now the hamburger meat is probably some mystery meat, man. You would never know what type of meat it is. The hot dog probably some mystery meat too. But you know, it was one of the prize meals coming from the chow hall. We go up there. I see one of his GDs that was working in the kitchen. He called them over there, so I could see they politicking for a while. They politicking the whole time to where I had them pack my stuff, man. Cause usually when I go, I don't eat the buns and stuff they got. Cause them buns, they be hard as rock, man. You could toss it, hit somebody in the head, it might bust their head. So I might just take the meat patty off and the sausage, and I'll just go back to the dorm, chop it up, might cook some rice, cook some noodles, put some pickles with it, put some cheese, some mayo, just make it real to how it tastes good to me. I put my stuff in my bag. I'm sitting down at the table. I'm waiting for him. Man, he over there about 15, 20 minutes. Everybody now in the dorm that came to the chow hall, they don't finish eating. So man, I say, yo, where I deal with? So I say, yo, just go on back out down, man. I'm so link you. So I push. I'm like, man, you could have told me that long time ago. I push. I go back to the dorm. I'm sitting in my room. I'm vibing, chilling or whatever. Tony come in the room. I say, yo, what go on? I say, yo, you know, some man, I forgot on that life, that boy I do. I say, yo, what you talk about? I say, yo, the CM, Batty boy, Valdosta. I say, yo, you wouldn't guess what man just tell him in that chow. Now, he was saying I wouldn't guess what dude was telling him in the chow hall. Some man say, yo, what? Some little fisherman thing with there, boy? You might say, yes. Yes, dude in the child hall had then caught Valdosta and punking the punk in the little mop closet inside the kitchen, kissing or whatever. Tony, he 38 hot. Some man say, yo, I don't know why you mad like that. He said, man, what? Man, he GD. He making the GD look bad or whatever. I said, man, there you go again. You your own man. You can't control what another man done did. But he going so hard about the gang. Because he telling me, he was like, man, I had to stab a lot of niggas up about this gang. I had to do this. I had to do that. I got violated a couple times about the gang. And you got niggas like him want to come and play with the gang. So he wouldn't understand what I'm saying. But now he 38 hot. He left out the room. He come back. But this time he come back, he got his phone with him. He on a call. I guess he on a call. It was other GDs around the compound. They talking about the situation. So he's like, he waiting for dude to get back from the kitchen because he ain't came back from the kitchen yet or whatever. So I heard somebody on the phone. He put the phone on speaker. Dude on the phone was like, man, just goddamn, don't say nothing to him. Don't say nothing to him. We're going to do our investigation. And by tomorrow, we will know what's going on. So Tony was like, man, yo, we can't live in that down with the body boy, you know. Can't live, man, if I say something to him. So dude was like, man, don't say nothing to him. Don't say nothing to him, because if you say something to him, he might catch out. If he had any sight of what was going on, I don't know if he knew that dude then seen him or what, but if he had any sight that they knew what was going on, or he had them got caught. I don't know if he know he got caught, but if he knew, he'll try to catch out that dorm. He'll try not coming back to the dorm, or he probably come back with the police, pack his stuff or leave, or he probably just don't come back. He probably just go straight to PC. So I'm telling Tony the whole time, they telling him on the phone, they like, chill. I say, yo, just listen to the man them. Just listen to the man them. Leave it alone. He keep insisting, I can't live with nobody, boy. I can't live with no. I said, man, you ain't in the same room with him. He in a whole different room. Man, we live in a dorm with 3-4 punks, man. I be mad sometimes, but I don't let it bother me. Because guess what? I go in my room, I put my headphones on my tablet, man. I go find me a movie to watch, listen to music, go outside on the small yard and work out. The only thing that used to piss me off in this dorm, man, is these dudes. You might come out your room, man, and it's a dude walking around in some little short shorts. And I might be like, man, hey, man, put some clothes on, man. Mind you, I don't care about you, but when I come out my room, you are in my field of vision. I'm not trying to look at you, but I'm seeing this, and I do not want to see this. So that used to piss me off. I'm like, man, put some clothes on, man. You ain't the only one walking around here. You walk around modeling like you modeling for somebody. Nobody want to see that, man. That's the only thing that used to piss me off. So Tony, he done calmed down or whatever. You know, we do the usual. We puff the spliff or whatever. And boom, they call lockdown. Next day, I go to the gym. Big G come out there again. He telling me, he's like, boy, I was just telling you the other day, boy, somebody told me that boy was messing around with them boys at some other camp. And you see it come out now? He like, bro, the only thing I'm glad about, he's like, bro, I ain't in that dorm. I ain't got to deal with it. Because guess what? They blackball that nigga. I was like, what? He's like, hell yeah, bro, they blackball that nigga. He said, man, really and truly, them niggas supposed to do it to him any time of the day or in the night. I was like, what? I was like, man, we finna be on lockdown again. So Big G was like, oh yeah, bro, you finna be on lockdown. You might well prepare yourself for it. Make sure you got some food. Make sure you got you some smokes. You got you some Al Green. You got some Chris Browns or whatever, because you finna be on lockdown. They done talked about it. They decided to blackball that boy. So as the day go by, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I can't keep dealing with all this lockdown stuff. Anyways, it is what it is, man. I make it back to the dorm. I see Tony. He's sitting in the dorm on the table. When I come down the stairs, I say, yo, should I go on? I say, yo, I'll go on. I say, I deal with it. I said, boy, you know, dog, I'm going to deal with that boy tonight, you know. I mean, I said, yeah, I was just acting like I ain't know what was going on, but I heard what was going on. Like, yeah, man, I have to deal with that boy, them, you know, so them blackball the boy, them, I kick him out that car. He was telling me they kicking him out the whip. They kick him out the game. That was it for him. So, man, I said, yo, I just safety, you know, dog, just be safe in the way I do, and see if I can get away with it. Now, he said they had a plan to where they wouldn't get caught on the camera or whatever, how they was going to handle the situation. So I tell him, man, listen, man, I don't really want to know nothing about that shit, man. I take off to my room, man, go get my stuff ready for the shower or whatever. I go to the shower, I come back. I seen Buddy still ain't goddamn came back from the kitchen yet. Tony still sitting on that table, facing that stairs, said speed. I guess he waiting on Valdosta to come back from the kitchen so he could do what they gonna do. The rest of the GDs, they kept walking around the dome. Now we're probably about 7:30, man. We hear the back door open. It's Valdosta and Punk and the Punk. They coming back from detail or whatever. They got some little food and some stuff they brought back from the chow hall. I ain't go to chow that day because I think it was chili and rice or something like that. And that ain't after I heard what they was doing in the kitchen. I was like, man, I ain't going to chow, man. I ain't got no need for that right now. Like I said, by 7:30. So I think they're going to wait till after 9 o'clock count, because that's usually how it go. Whenever they're going to do something in the nighttime like that, they'll wait until after 9 o'clock count, because after that, the next count will be at 11 and the person won't have to stand up. You could lay in your bed because they're going to lock the doors before they count. But nobody want to do or create no type of vibes in the dorm before a count, so the police will alert or see what's going on. So they come through, man. They did 9 o'clock count. After they did 9 o'clock count, Tony, he's sitting down at the end table down to where the booth is. Now, this Reedsville, man, I don't know, some people might know how it's set up. You got the back stairs to the back walk, but when you walk this way, it's the officer's booth, and the booth shares for upstairs and downstairs. We downstairs. It shares for like 4 dorms, so the booth is in the middle of like 4 dorms. We down here in B3. So I hear Tony, he called Valdosta. Yo, Valdosta. Yo, Valdosta. He come like, yo, fam, what going on or whatever. I guess he ain't know that something was going on or something was about to happen to him. So Tony telling him like, yo, it need a request for him. Tony was trying to get him to go up to the booth. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, why he telling him he need a request for him? But after everything played out, I kind of understood. He wanted him to get close to that mop closet. When Valdosta went up there, he waving at the booth, waving at the officer, whatever, waving at the officer. The officer popped the door for him to go upstairs, because you got to go upstairs to access where the officer's door is for the booth. And anything you want, you could just wave to them and they'll pop the door and you go upstairs, you get whatever you get, and you come back in the dorm. Now, he did go up there and he did get that request for him. But when he came back down to come in the dorm, as I'm sitting there, now this was crazy, man. When they came up with this plan, this was kind of genius. And it was funny, man. When he came back down, he opened that door coming back in the dorm, all you seen was his body go like this. Dead off in the mop closet, man. When they snatch him in the mop closet, I see Tony, he took off straight to the mop closet. Now the mop closet is right directly down there up under the booth. But you had the door right there, but it's kind of like a blind spot. The officers will really have to look directly down like that to see what's going on. Man, all you hear in the mop closet is poof, 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 poof. They beating him. He's screaming or whatever. Another time you heard like he trying to scream, but like they got his mouth stuffed. His muffled scream coming from out there. Muffled scream. Man, they in there about 10 minutes. To the point where, man, I say, yo, Tony, Yush. Yush. Remember I say I forgot him, man. I'm telling Tony, like, bro, whatever you doing in there, remember you trying to go home. Don't push it to the limit. When I said that, about 2 minutes later, man, I see one of the GDs, they pop out. He's sweating like crazy. He goes straight across to his room. He grab his stuff for the shower. He goes straight to the shower. They still in there doing what they doing. I see another one come out. He head to his room. Now it's two more left in there. Tony and another dude. They come out. Tony, he come out. He got blood all over him. He the only one that got blood. Now I say, yo, where have I gone? Yo, I'm soon forward. Boom, he take off to his room. Next thing I know, I see the door open. I'm looking for somebody. I can't see nobody. Next thing I know, he crawling. Valdosta crawling out there. He holding on to his face like this. It's blood slipping out through his hands or whatever. He holding on to his face. Waving up at the boot like this. Waving up. Knocking the door. Waving up. Waving up. Officer, officer. He moved his hand like this at one time. It's blood all over here. So first thing came to my mind was, I remember he had a 6-point star in the middle of his forehead. Now the GDs, they go up onto the 6-point star. I think the Star of David, that were representing the Bloods. They go up on the 5-point stars. GDs, they go up on the 6-point stars. Man, they had done cut the star off his face. The star had to be probably like this big, man. But they took a chunk out his face. When he moved his hand, man, all you see was red. When he wiped like this, you see white meat. And then it just spring back up red. So I'm like, oh shit. I go boom, I go grab my cup. Get ready to get me some water or whatever and get me some ice. Because I know we about to go on lockdown, man. I just know we about to go on lockdown. He kept screaming for the police. Man, about 5 minutes, man, before that girl even looked through the window and seen him. When she seen him, she started, you can see, she get on the radio. You can't hear her, but you can see her through the glass. She get on the radio, calling code. About 30 seconds later, you see about 20 officers, they come in there. Lockdown, they snatch him out. Lockdown. They got their little mace or whatever, big old can of mace. Man, they can't wait to spray that. It's like one of them things that you use to spray bears when you go out in the wilderness and the bear attack you. That's how them cans be. Lockdown, lockdown. Man, I went in my room, man, made sure my bunkmate was in there. I locked that door. I know it was lockdown time, man. They come in there, they shining lights or whatever, shining lights. Next thing I know, they go into every door the GDs was in. They snatch all of them out. I don't know if camera seen something, but I think Valdosta, he done sung, man. He sung like the Mockingbird. He told, man. He told. So they go to Tony room. They snatch him out. They know he a hothead. When they go to his room, open his door, I'm looking through my window. He was bucking at first. All you hear was, move. Move your bumper cloth from the door. Move. That's all he kept saying. And they was there shaking the can. But I guess he didn't want to get sprayed. I see him back up out the room like this with his hands behind his back. They pushed him slap on the floor. Guess he had done changed off what he had, but he still had the bloody clothes in the cell. But he had done changed off. Man, they snatched him up because they knew Tony had something to do with this, man. They know Tony, man. It's on his record. It's on his prison. Anywhere he go, man, he's known for action. It's on his prison record. They snatched all of them up, man. They had him like this. Hands like this, jacked up, walking. All here, yush. Bless up in a yush. Make sure you send me something. And I say, everything good, man. Make sure I say you're good. He was telling me he about to go to the hole, which I know you going to the hole. It's for how long you going to the hole. Telling me make sure I send him something. I made sure he was going to get something, man. Because Tony the dude, man. You know, he good peoples, man. I just hate that he had to be in a position like this, man. That's why I tell y'all, man, please be careful before you, if you do end up in a situation, man, where you gotta join a gang, man. No matter how hard it is, the other way, and the gang is the easy way, man, take the harder way, man, because in the long run, it's gonna pay out better. You join the gang, it's just destruction gonna come right after, bro. I promise. I done heard it from a lot of gang members, bro. They be telling me all the time. They was like, man, Jamaica, man, I should have been a civilian like you. Yeah, because then I won't have to deal with all this extra politics. I won't have to deal with another man's problem. So be careful of the decisions y'all make in life, man. Peace, love, man. Y'all stay up, man. If y'all enjoy the story, man. If you ain't subscribed, man, please subscribe. Please like, please share, please comment, man. Let's get this channel up, man. Peace, blessings, and love, y'all.